we took it upon ourselves to ensure that the architecture that we were going to introduce to the site would also be intentional. We looked at nature as inspiration, basically what surrounds us. If you look at nature and its beauty, there's a certain level of balance, equilibrium, maybe simplicity, effortlessness to it. My name is Buensalido. I'm the Chief Design Ambassador of Barchan Architecture and Design, and I, along with my team, took care of the design of this clubhouse in Playa Laiya here in San Juan, Batangas. This project is actually a clubhouse for a private residential beach town enclave. So firstly, in terms of its location, it's actually the terminus of this main grand avenue within the subdivision. It's like the end point and the punctuation of that whole approach experience, from which you can now experience the ocean and the beach that actually fronts it.
I am Cholo Ramirez from Barchan and Buensalido Architects. I am the lead project architect for Playa Laiya Clubhouse. The layout of the space is actually pretty straightforward. It's composed of one structure, but if you may notice in the design, it's composed of two sides. So on the right side, wherein it has a higher ceiling height, is where the multi-purpose hall room is, while on the left side is where most of the back of the house spaces is.
I mean, if you look at, for example, the Earth's strata, you have different layers there that are responsible to the atmosphere that we enjoy as human beings. Same with the atmosphere above us, different layers that protect us from the harsh rays of the sun, and because of that we're able to enjoy sunlight, fresh air. If you look at forests, you have different layers of tree canopies. In between these layers are kind of ecosystems, micro ecosystems that exist because of the different climates that are achieved because of these layers, and so on. These are just some examples of nature's multi-layeredness. We imagine this structure to be encapsulated with these layers of discs. They are arranged in different heights in such a way that they express the hierarchy of the spaces within, with areas that you pass through, like hallways and walkways. The layers of these discs would be lowered a little bit compared to other spaces, like for example the social halls or the coffee shops, wherein the height of these discs are in direct proportion to not only its importance and its hierarchy, but also in terms of its size. That became kind of the recurring language throughout the architecture of the clubhouse.
So coming in from the middle of the project is that you will be welcomed by not only the reception, but basically the view.
In terms of its materiality and its finishing, I mean, we were really just inspired by the colors of the ocean and the colors of the beach. So we used a lot of off-white tones, which really have this coarse texture to it, pretty much like the sand that you see on the beach. and it would always be complemented by this kind of whitewashed light wood to create that warmth that one would typically feel in nature. And aside from that, I mean, one of the major aims, of course, of the architecture was to bring in as much natural light and wind as possible, and the space between these discs actually allow that to happen. So you have transom windows that allow top light to penetrate the otherwise deep and large spaces. All of the windows and the glass doors that surround all of the spaces are operable, so the cross ventilation is always achieved. And I always say that architecture only becomes alive when people engage with it, if people make it really their own, and they create new meanings with it. With this clubhouse, we hope that it becomes a backdrop for the residents when they create meaningful memories with each other.
For more insightful videos on design, subscribe to Design Will Save the World.